So I've been at this carnivore diet for almost exactly a week now. I'm recording this a little after midnight on June the 8th, and I started officially at midnight on June the 1st, so a week and a couple hours officially. So yeah, and I have not cheated in any way on the diet. I've been extremely rigorous about it. I have not eaten a carb, a bite of any form of bread or grain or pasta product, a single bite of any fruit or vegetable, any sugar, anything like that, any milk or cheese. For the last week, I've been super rigorous. I've only had chicken, ham, pork, bacon, sausage, steak, beef, eggs, boiled, fried, scrambled, any form of butter. And like I said, by some people's standards, I'm not doing the official hardcore carnivore diet, as I am still using seasoning, namely garlic powder, onion powder, rosemary, hot sauce, salt, pepper, 0-calorie stuff, and I'm still drinking coffee and diet soda. So you know, there are some adherents to the ultimate philosophy of the carnivore diet who would say that I'm not adhering to it, but I basically would say that, yeah, I am. And so, you know, cutting to the main headline first off, the weight loss has been rapid and pretty noteworthy. I just hopped on the scale a minute ago. I was at 158 pounds on June 1st. Just hopped on now. Now I'm at 149 pounds. So the scale says I've lost 9 pounds in the last week. Now, I don't claim any kind of a doctorate in the subject, but I know enough about biology to know that that doesn't mean that I've lost 9 pounds of fat in 1 week. No, that would be what, a deficit of what, 32,000 calories, which no, I obviously haven't created in 1 week with my you know, light walks and eating only meat. But what I do understand is that when you go on the keto diet, which the carnivore diet is kind of a subset of, I guess, or kind of a version of, you drop a lot of water weight pretty quick. So I assume that's mostly what that is, although there could be a pound or two of actual fat in there too. Who knows? But yeah, it's going pretty well so far. You know, obviously a certain degree of a food monotony does set in. I'll admit some days I try to, you know, make kind of a nice, well-seasoned, well-cooked plate of meat, of steak and chicken and eggs and whatnot. But both tonight and last night for dinner, I'll just straight up admit, I just pulled open the Costco rotisserie chicken, just pulled the plastic lid off it, and just sat there at my kitchen counter just tearing off and eating cold chunks until I felt like I had had enough, and then closed it and put it back into the fridge. It sounds mildly sad, and maybe it is, but hey, there was no particularly quick cooking or eating process. My dinner, as it were, took about 3 minutes, so, you know, it's a little bit of a time saver, you know, opens up a little more time for worthy pursuits such as video games and browsing the internet endlessly. But, well, I will kind of grant a certain amount of food monotony. I haven't struggled really with not cheating on anything. Sugar stuff I haven't really been tempted by at all. I found this kind of the last time about, what would it be now? Gosh, 9 months, how time flies. About 9 months ago when I went on the keto diet, it wasn't so much the sugar I missed, more it was kind of I started missing really kind of eyeballing like pasta and Cheez-Its and bread products after a while, and I can already sense my mind kind of vaguely going back in that direction a little bit, but I haven't had any trouble sticking to it so far. But, you know, talk to me in 2 weeks. I guess that's kind of the difference again. You know, I don't have a fucking PhD in, you know, how the body works or how the brain or how food science works, you know, for what it's worth. So this isn't quite on, but I feel like sugar dependency is almost more of a true kind of chemical addiction, which is why once you've weaned yourself off it for even as little as a few days, you're able to mentally kind of move on and not dwell on it too much, whereas carbs really are a pretty major group of macronutrients. It's not, you know, just pure junk like sugar. The carbs are real food. They are a real energy source. There's no denying that. So it's a little harder to just kind of break the conditioning on them, you know, the same way you would with sugar. So, but yeah, getting aside from food, because there's nothing that elaborate to talk about the fact that, yep, I eat only meat and eggs. Oh, and butter. I do you're allowed to have butter as kind of a fat source. So I have been cooking stuff in butter, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. I've stuck to it. It's fine. It's how it makes me feel. That's kind of the interesting thing to dwell on. Now I am past the so-called keto flu stage, when you have kind of a weird, kind of loopy, fuzzy-headed, slightly weak feeling as your body goes into the process of ketosis, as you lack carbs in your system. I've been past that for 2-3 days now. Made it through no problem, feeling good now. It's interesting. When you're eating only meat, you find that hunger and fullness both at the same time are kind of less powerful than they used to be, less definitive. Maybe that's, I should say, when I talk about hunger there, maybe I'm mixing that up a little bit with food cravings, because let's be honest, 90% of the time in modern day culture, when anyone says they're hungry, what they really mean is I have a food craving. But detaching it from that and talking about real, like I haven't eaten in many hours and I've been physically active hunger, I would say that on the carnivore diet, once you've gotten well into it, like a week or so in, like I am, it's how can I put this in a way that makes sense? The hunger is almost less of an emotional feeling and more like a gauge going off, like I require fuel now, refuel me. And then when you stop eating, it's the stomach stuffed feeling that you might normally associate with being done eating no longer really exists either. You're just either in a state of I require fuel or I'm fueled. It's I don't know, I can certainly see the way some people might find that unsatisfying. I'm not holding myself above people like that either. I, at the same time, definitely, you can miss the feeling of eating a shitload of pasta and being like, ooh, I'm stuffed. And no, you're not ever going to get that on the carnivore diet. You can eat a shitload of ribs and chicken and eggs and steak, as I did the other few nights ago. And yeah, even you're done eating. You're like, you don't want to eat anymore. You're full per se, but you're not stuffed in the same way that you'd be used to beforehand. But energy levels feeling pretty good. I felt like crap yesterday, but I don't think that was so much a diet thing as getting 90 minutes of sleep before a full day of work thing. So yeah, but other than that, right now I feel pretty bouncy, and it's 2 a.m. Again, maybe that's more a screwed up sleep schedule than a diet thing. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty all right, and yeah, I can feel physically lighter. Like I said, I don't think I've lost 9 pounds of actual pure fat by any means. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big change on the scale to see in 7 days, no matter how you cut it. So yeah, it's going pretty good so far. Well, I'll check back in a few days, 3, 4, 5 days. Maybe I'll be missing them carbs even more poignantly then. But for now, yeah, I'd say, yeah, it's feeling the adjustment in how your hunger cues work is probably the weirdest part for me, more so than the food monotony, which is admittedly a little bit of a, it's an issue. I won't be like a robot and pretend it's not. But yeah, but the change in kind of your general gut feeling as regards food once you're in ketosis, it's an interesting thing. Now at this point, I'm not sure I'd say it's a markedly different between just the keto diet like I've done before and the true carnivore diet like now, but yeah, we'll check back in soon enough, see how it looks then. But yeah, it's going good so far. I've stuck to it rigorously, and I'm dropping a little weight, so yeah, we'll see how it continues to go. All right, that's it for this carnivore diet check-in, day 8 out of 30. All right, later everyone.